So we can probably all think of a time in our younger days when we did something that, looking back now, probably wasn't the best idea.
Yeah, we've all been there. We've all done that. But for some young people, that decision could land them in trouble that might impact them for a long time down the road.
But what it comes down to is they are young. They just simply made a bad decision, and that doesn't necessarily have to stick with them for the rest of their life. Here to make sense of all that this afternoon, this is attorney Expungement with the law offices of Tunnel and Racer in Sussex County. And this is Chairperson Charlotte King with the Southern Delaware Alliance for Racial Justice. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for inviting us.
Hang on for me just a second. I want to ask you real quick. This is something called juvenile expungement. What is that?
A juvenile expungement is a court order which effectively removes a juvenile arrest. So what that means is that in Delaware at least, it's an order from family court. And what that means is within 60 days of the court order, any police, court, and electronic records of the arrest are removed from both police and court files.
Just gone.
Correct. And once expunged, the arrest does not have to be disclosed.
Okay. Now let's be clear, we're not talking about major crimes, correct?
That's correct. There are limits. It doesn't apply to the following offenses: first and second degree murder, manslaughter, first and second degree rape, first degree arson, first degree kidnapping, or any attempt to commit the offenses that I've just mentioned.
Right. So if you've got a shoplifting thing or something like that, that's
correct.
Yeah. Okay. So then, Miss Charlotte, who exactly is eligible in this?
Well, I think as Mr. Gulag said, children or adults who had juvenile records, and those juvenile records included all of the arrest, charges, and adjudications when they were young.
Okay.
If they're not eligible in going forward to get those early records removed, if they currently have a pending juvenile or adult charge, or if they now have an adult conviction on their record, or if they've committed the crimes that Mr. Gulag referred to, or convicted for those crimes.
Yeah.
They had to have one non-violent, non-sexual offense.
Okay.
And it has to be at least a 3-year period from that last adjudication to be eligible. There are 26,000 individuals in Delaware who may or may not know, probably they don't know, that they are eligible for this expungement. It also means there are 26,000 individuals who are having a hard time getting a job, going on to higher education.
Because of
these records, because those records are pulled.
Yeah.
I think there are kids out there, or there are young adults out there who assumed, oh, my case got dismissed, so the record probably disappeared. Not in Delaware.
Yeah.
The record never disappeared.
Now, with your organization, you're specifically looking out for and targeting youth in Sussex County?
In Sussex County, because there are expungement clinics that were started by the Office of Defense Services, bless their soul, in the other counties. But things come to Sussex County very slowly. And we decided, since we were looking at many things, stopping the school to prison pipeline, we made a commitment to working with the younger generations. I mean, my generation and most of our members were there. But let's focus on these young generations. So we decided we would ask the Office of Defense Services if we could collaborate with them to bring the program into Sussex County.
So tell me real quick about this clinic you have coming up in August.
We have a clinic in August. The difficulty is there are many pieces that have to be coordinated. We have to coordinate with SBI, the State Bureau of Investigation, because as these youth are identified, the first thing that has to happen, they have to be fingerprinted so that their records can be pulled by the Office of Defense Services. We can't help them with looking at records because of confidentiality problems, but we can make sure that the kids and their parents get to the places where they are fingerprinted.
Gotcha.
And then we look for a place, and this time we've decided on the Georgetown Library to have this clinic. We've had clinics in other places.
Right.
Also, I think we have to point out that even if someone is not eligible for expungement, that doesn't mean that they can't overcome obstacles and be successful.
That's absolutely correct. It doesn't mean that. I think there's still opportunities to be successful, even though you may not be able to expunge your juvenile record.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
No.
Absolutely not.
Thank you so much for both of you being here, Charlotte and
Oh,
Austin.
thank you very much
So much.
for the opportunity.